a great show heading into this hour. And I thank you for being with me here, all social media, on the live stream. And we want to welcome your contributions, your suggestions, your concerns as well, because this is your show as well. Mi gente, my people. We've got two young men who are doing great things in their lives, and they're about to graduate next week, believe it or not. And I have Isaac Garcia, who is the salutatorian of Arthur Hill High School, as well as Elvis Machul Junior, who is the valedictorian. And I'm so happy to have these young men, youth, our future, with us here in the studios at Mi Gente On Air. And we got a great show for you tonight. So please help me to congratulate them. And please, again, leave suggestions, whatever, on the social media so that we can congratulate them together. Okay, we'll be right back with Mi Gente On Air.
Welcome to Mi Gente On Air on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com. Now, here is your host, Larry Rodarte.
Mi gente, thank you for joining me tonight on Mi Gente On Air this week. I've got a great show for you tonight. And as always, we're going to talk about Latino concerns, Latino contributions, as well as Latino culture, because that's what this show is about. That's what we're bringing to this table here in the Great Lakes Bay region. And you know, now is the time for graduation. We're all getting ready and prepared for that. And next week at Arthur Hill High School, two Hispanics are going to walk down outside. It's outside, I believe, the commencement, and they're going to have proud parents, proud family members. Our whole community is proud because not only are they graduating, they're graduating with honors. They are the valedictorian and salutatorian. So please help me welcome to Mi Gente On Air, Elvis Machul Jr., Arthur Hill's valedictorian, and Isaac Garcia, who is the salutatorian. Two young men here in our community graduating with honors. Welcome to Mi Gente On Air, gentlemen. Hello, hello. Say hello.
Hi, hello.
And tell me, both of you, as we go into this segment, who are your parents and what is your background, if you can? Elvis?
Hi, so my name is Elvis Machul Junior. My father is Elvis Machul and my mother is Erica Machul.
Hello, I'm Isaac Garcia, and my dad is Romero Garcia, and my mom is Michelle Munoz.
All right. So, and you're both from Saginaw, correct?
Yes.
Well, as we're going into this final week of school, what are you guys feeling right now? What are you feeling as, you know, you've accomplished so much, you know, you go through 12 years of school and, you know, we all have been there, those of us that have graduated, and you got mixed emotions, or, you know, are you looking to just get out of high school? What is it that you're feeling? Here we are 1 week before graduation. Go ahead, Elvis.
It's kind of bittersweet for me, especially today with being today was our actual last day of classes and stuff. It was bittersweet just the feeling of never gonna be in that hallway, walking around as a student, not gonna be able to see the teachers or the staff again. It was bittersweet.
And Isaac?
Yeah, mine was bittersweet too. Not being able to see some of my favorite underclassmen and some of my favorite teachers not no more. It's kind of bittersweet.
Yeah, I'm going to take the time to move your microphone here because on camera it's right in your face, and we need to see your face with your cap or not your cap, but not your gown. But it's really important for us to do this show, I think, because we all need encouragement, with our raza, if you will. And so many young people today, even though we've come a long way in the graduation rates here, especially in the state of Michigan, 75% of Latinos are graduating, and that's a real plus. The statistics are showing that within the minorities, African Americans and Hispanics, that statistic has gone up. Things are looking better. We're on the right road, but still 25% are not graduating. But here we got at Arthur Hill in Saginaw Public Schools, the valedictorian and the salutatorian. So that's really saying something. And who would you guys say has been your role models, and who has really helped you to get to where you are today with these honors? Elvis.
I would say both my parents. They both inspired me and helped me out, and both of them each different ways, but they both helped me to get here to this point now.
All right. Isaac.
I would say my aunt because she pursued her education, got her master's, and now I want to follow in her footsteps.
Let's give her name. Let's give her a shout out.
Shout out to my aunt Christy
Christy
Rodriguez.
Rodriguez. Shout out to you, girl, for helping your young nephew here succeed, because that's what they're doing. We are in times, crazy times, and yet, you guys are the product of great parents who gave you great support, and your aunt, in your case, Isaac. But it had to have been difficult because we're living in the age of the pandemic. And I hate to bring up the pandemic every show, it seems like, but that's the time we're living in. And it had to be really difficult for you guys because in March of 2020, school just stopped for you, you know? And what was that like for you as you were both in high school and, you know, there was a long period of time where you didn't go to school. Go ahead.
Yeah, it was for me it was weird. It was kind of tough at first to just kind of figure out once we got back in school and did virtual learning. It was kind of tough to maybe wake up for a class, especially having to just wake up and log onto a computer. Sometimes you might oversleep a little bit, you might miss a class, but just having that self discipline to wake up for that class, it was tough, but I got through it and did it.
And I think that's the key word, self-discipline, because I know that I've seen some students, some that have been in my household, that they would wait to the last minute to get on that computer to finish assignments. And, I'm thinking, okay, they're waiting to the last minute, but are they actually comprehending what they're supposed to be studying? And I didn't feel that was the case. And I said, this is one of the downfalls of virtual learning, I think, because you're not in a classroom setting, you're not required by a teacher to participate, and you have the flexibility of maybe playing a game first before you get on the computer and finish that assignment or whatever. So I mean, it had to be real difficult. How was it for you, Isaac?
It was basically the same. Mine was a little different. I kind of liked it that we got out of school because I basically did the same thing.
Mm-hmm. And did you feel that when you were in the virtual learning, did you comprehend, say, like if you were in the actual classroom?
Yes, I could say that I comprehended.
Yeah. Well, obviously, to be able to get the grades that you did, you had to have comprehended. And I think as students today continue their education, I think that's part of the learning process as well, to go from virtual to back in the classroom, and hopefully, it's going to stay that way and we won't have to go back to virtual learning. But tell me a little bit more about the experience that you're feeling now, because, next week you're going to be getting that diploma in hand. And what are you thinking? What's going on in your minds? Elvis, where are you right now?
Um, it's gonna feel weird at first, but for me, it's gonna be a quick turnaround because of basketball with Saginaw Valley. We start practices in July, so I really get a month off, and then I'm right back to working out, and yeah.
What's the plan in July when you're going to have that month kind of to yourself?
Uh, it'll be gym filled. Busy with the gym, getting extra work in to be prepared for the season. Having the freedom, it's gonna be nice, but just gotta, like I said earlier, maintain the self discipline.
Yeah. Tell my audience, the live stream and Radio Land, what happened a few months ago where you signed with Saginaw Valley State University?
Yeah. So a few months ago, right before the season started, of my high school senior season this year, I signed to play for Saginaw Valley on a full ride scholarship.
Wow, full ride. And you have had a remarkable career there, playing basketball all these years. I've seen you so young. I've seen, you excel in that field and in that sport. So congratulations to that signing, and congratulations to just sticking with it, because sometimes, there there are those that may, falter to the side or whatever, and they're not able to complete and excel at that level. And you're playing collegiate basketball now, so that's really amazing. Isaac, tell me a little bit about what your plans are going to be once you graduate.
Well, my plans are, just to enjoy my summer and volunteer at my local animal shelter.
Wait, volunteer at the Union Civica Mexicana? No, I'm kidding. Go ahead. The animal shelter.
Yes, to volunteer at the animal shelter here in Saginaw to gain hands-on experience for what I want to do in the future.
Oh, okay. So you like pets and animals, and that's a noble path if that's going to be your career. I just want to take the time to mention that Roxanne Chintaka, I know you both know her, a teacher at Arthur Hill High School. She says, "Congratulations. You are speaking with two amazing students. I am so proud of them. I can't wait to see what they will do after graduation and what the future holds for them. Go Lumberjacks." Thank you, Miss Shintaka, uh, who is a great teacher, and I know that she has always been so supportive of all the students at Arthur Hill, not just Latinos, but all the students. So thank you, Roxanne, for that comment. Also, Angela Blanco says, "Congratulations, gentlemen, job well done." And I think that's what we're feeling. And I'm talking, as somebody who watches social media, and we see the posts from your parents and how proud they are. It makes us proud as a community, because historically his Latinos have come a long way, in terms of graduation rate. And, some are still first time graduating from college. And the statistics in Michigan show that 25% of, not in Michigan, but in the United States, 25% of Latinos are graduating in higher education, but 75% are not. And I think that we have to do better. And so by, promoting education and educational attainment, it's very important. It's very important for our community, for our greater community as well, and the contributions that Latinos will give as stewards and citizens of their communities. So we're so proud of you. Congrats from a Trojan, says William H. Flores Sr., who's on watching as well. So, you got a whole community that is very proud of you. And I want to mention that I haven't told these two gentlemen, but I would like them also to be on the cover of Mi Gente magazine as we go into the June issue for the graduation issue. And I know that so many have seen it through the years where we have had, and I'm giving a plug for Mi Gente, where we had the graduates. And I want to encourage you parents out there to put in your graduates, submit them for Mi Gente magazine, because I've only gotten maybe 5 or 6 so far, and we're already almost in the end of May. So please submit that graduate so that we can all read about them, because I know there's so many who are graduating. I see them at the collegiate level as well. And I think it's really important that we as a community, we give that support and we give that honor to these graduates who are excelling and they're doing great things. So please submit your graduate to the Mi Gente yearbook, which will be coming out in mid-June. So we don't have much time. Time is a fleeting. But anyways, gentlemen, tell me a little bit more about what it has taken you to, you know, excel like you have in these positions of valedictorian and salutatorian. And Elvis, I want to know, because you talk about, self-discipline. What else has been the key factor, I think, for you to not only excel in your academics, but also in the sports?
Just staying focused, knowing your goals, and then making plans and making ways how to attain them goals and reach the goals. That's the biggest thing. Just knowing what you want to set your eyes on, and then going to achieve that.
All right, all right. And Isaac, what has been important in your academic career that has made you excel?
Um, just taking away info, chiseling out all the distractions to get where I'm at. I just chisel away all my distractions and focused on what was the more important thing to do.
Yeah, and man, that is really honorable, because what you're saying, because there's just been so many distractions in this world at this time. There's just been so many things going on. I can't say that in my time when I graduated, which I'm not going to tell you how many years it's been, but it's been a long time, and I got a big anniversary reunion this year. But I think times were simpler, and we didn't have those types of distractions. We were playing arcade down at the Bridgeport Arcade, and we were, it just seemed a lot more simpler. So I mean, kudos to you both, man, because these are tough times that we're living in. But I'm so glad to see that you both have excelled and you've reached the status that you have. And congratulations to all your fellow graduates at Arthur Hill, as well as Saginaw High, all the schools in the Great Lakes Bay region. And I see so many. I see the Nouvelle graduates. They just went through their commencements, I think, yesterday over at Morley Plaza. And I know a lot of graduates that from the collegiate level, they graduated early in May. So we've got a lot of pride with these young people today, these young individuals. And Ricardo Quintanilla says, "Great work, guys. Time flies and hard work deserves recognition." So that's a great comment from Ricardo, who was formerly here with WSGW Studios and is now elsewhere. But we still love you, Ricardo, and thanks for the comments. Thanks for tuning in. And we want to continue to have those comments from those of you who are watching live stream, because not only am I doing this show because I want to give these guys recognition, but I want you also as a community to show them how they deserve the applause that they do. I mean, really, because it's difficult to continue to have the type of grades that you have had, year after year, month after month, because there, like Isaac said, there are distractions. Chisel away those distractions, and it's important. And you guys are great role models for future students. You don't have to be Hispanic, anybody, because in order to succeed, that validation coming from your school, a valedictorian, salutatorian, I mean, that really says a lot, and it's going to say a lot to a future employer. It's going to be on your resume, and that's always going to be carried with you throughout your life. So good job. And again, Roxanne Chintaka's on there saying, "Go Lumberjack." So she's real proud of you as well. Tell me a little bit about what was your hardest subjects at Arthur Hill?
For me, I would say probably pre-calc. That was the hardest one for me. After that, I'll say maybe probably human biology. The science classes, they're hard for me.
Really? Wow. Well, pre-calc I know was difficult for me as well. So I mean, algebra was hard for me. I wasn't
Yeah.
good in math. Go ahead, Isaac. What about you?
I would say my hardest subject would have to been I think probably statistics this year. it was struggling learning how all the different intervals and confidence levels that we had to learn, and margins of error was a little struggling for me to learn.
And are there any teachers that you want to give a call out to in regards to that may have helped you in your path, or maybe they were just really difficult teachers, but you still want to give them a shout out because you learned, because they were a little bit difficult. Tell me a little about any teachers that you may have had that helped you along the way.
For me, I would say the person who probably helped me out most was my counselor, Miss Hoopus. She helped me out the most. And another one that I gotta say something to Miss Shintaka. She keeps commenting, but thank you for what you did as well. And another one would be probably Miss Lucky Ado, my English teacher this year. She helped me out a lot too.
All right. Kudos to those teachers. Isaac, what about you?
I would say my economics and government teacher, Miss Jesky, she always cared for all of her students, but she always put like a special light on me and always made sure I was always okay, and make sure always helped me no matter what, even if it was a different class and a different subject. She would always make sure to help me and put me first if I needed it.
Well, we always need those people in our corner, whether it's our parents, our family, our teachers, our community. And I think everybody is in agreement tonight that, you guys have done a great thing. And Mrs. Shintaka is saying, what advice would you give to students entering high school and middle school students?
For people 8th grade going into 9th grade, I would say your freshman year is probably one of your biggest years because a lot of people think going into high school that you can take off your freshman year, but that year for sure matters for your GPA wise. Um, you just gotta keep your GPA up, and it's hard to stay focused coming in as a 9th grader, especially changing schools, coming into high school. But you just gotta maintain focus and just learn. If you make mistakes, learn from them and don't make them again.
Isaac, what about you?
I would say, you know, make friends with people that you can trust, and make sure you keep your GPA high. Don't let nothing stop you from getting to where you're at.
Well, the GPA, of course, we all know grade point average is really important. And like Elvis said, that eighth grade going into 9th grade year, I remember them always telling us 9th grade and 10th grade are very important to establish, the type of student you are and the GPA that you're going to have. Because in the later years, I think in 12th grade, it's not is not to say it's not as important, but it's harder to keep that GPA up if you haven't had a foundation of a very good GPA. So, yeah, that 9th grade year you got to take serious and do well in 8th, 9th, 10th grade. And Pauline Cap, she's on here and she says, congratulations to you both. That's Pauline Cap. And then we also have Cristina Rodriguez. Congratulations, Isaac and Elvis. I am proud of you both. Both of you guys. I wish you guys the best from a former lumberjack and alumni of SVSU and Cristina Rodriguez. Oh, so that's the one you were talking about, your aunt. Well, kudos to you, Cristina, because, it's really important to have people who are pushing you along the way and, giving that encouragement, because we need those people in our lives. We all do, especially these times, these days. And it's important for especially a student because I think it's difficult, to be in high school these days with distractions, with social media, with Facebook, with all that's going on in the world. And so, I am really proud of you guys that you guys are showing us valedictorian and salutatorian status, because I don't know if in the history of Arthur Hill, I don't know if the mothers in the studio here, if they know, has this ever happened before? Never. They're saying no. And I mean, that's a huge accomplishment for our community, for our raza, because historically, like I've said, and I don't want to keep mentioning the negative, but this is a positive. This is a wonderful thing for our community. Sylvia Bernadette Anguiano says, congratulations to all locals and state. Also, you both on air, the best to you. Wow. Yeah. And Roxanne Chintaka, she confirmed that this is the first for Arthur Hill High School. And tell me, if you can, real quick, what's going to happen with Arthur Hill? Because I know they're changing in the school system, right?
Yep. So they're going to be combining, I think, 2024. I think it is 2024. They'll be combining the schools.
And it'll be called United Saginaw, correct?
Yep. Saginaw United. Yep.
Saginaw United. And then Arthur Hill is going to become SASA.
Yes.
Yep.
Wow. So we got some changes coming along the way. And it's wonderful. You know, again, we're here tonight celebrating these two young men as they obtain salutatorian and valedictorian at Arthur Hill High School. We're going to go into a quick commercial, and we'll be back in a moment on Mi Gente On Air to talk more about the success of these students, as well as what happened today in Uvalde, Texas. We'll be right back.
This is Mi Gente On Air on WSGW.
So thank you, those of you who are commenting on live stream. It's really important as a community that we give the applause to these young men. And so thank you for being with us here on Mi Gente On Air. You know, I can't even imagine. I can't even remember what it's like to graduate, actually, because it's been so long ago. But I know that it's, you know, it's like they said in the beginning of the program, bittersweet in a way, because they're leaving what they know. They're leaving what has been familiar to them. They're, you know, and they're going to go on and, you know, go on into higher education. So they're at a crossroads, but it's a positive thing, and they're going to grow, and they're going to become, I know, great successes in whatever career that they seek out. So we're going to go back into the show. I want to encourage anyone else out there to come on into the room, the Facebook room here, and give us some encouragement for these young men as they are on the cusp of finishing their high school careers. Today was their last day. So we'll be right back with Mi Gente On Air.
You're listening to Mi Gente On Air on WSGW.
Welcome back, Mi Gente. Thank you for being with me here tonight as we talk about Latino concerns, contributions, and culture. And as you know, today, as we record this show, there's been a big concern, and I think it affects all of us as Americans. And I'm talking about the shooting that happened down in Uvalde, Texas. And I know many in the Great Lakes Bay region from the Latino community, we have ties to Uvalde. I know that's where my family is from. And my grandfather's buried in Uvalde, very close to where this school shooting happened in Robb Elementary. These are children, 14, who have passed away at the hands of an 18-year-old who is also now deceased, as well as a teacher. So we're living in pearl times, you know. I mean, it's just been every week we're hearing about a shooting. The shooting that happened in Buffalo as well, I believe, and was also an 18-year-old young man. Something is happening in our community, and I think a lot of it has to do with just the anxiety and the depression that's happening. And I don't know what the answer is, because you have so many who talk about don't take away my Second Amendment, you know, but yet we've got to do something. We got to do something as a country, because this is happening too frequent. And to know, you know, like Sandy Hook, these were children. These were, you know, it's bad enough when it's just, you know, citizens, you know, especially when it's hate crimes that are happening like it did last week. But to know that these young children, you know, were in school, and you heard about the community of Uvalde, and it's just a small little town, 85 miles west of San Antonio. And you heard about the neighborhood, the mothers and the fathers and probably the grandparents that were running to the school because they all had children there. And, to know that 14, lost their lives today. I don't know if, beyond here in Saginaw, and I'm struggling with this. I really am. If, we can do anything else beyond, saying prayers for Uvalde, because it's it's just such a difficult time that we're living in, and something's got to give. Something's got to happen. Um, I don't know what kind of laws can be changed, or where we can go, because it seems like, you've got the left and the right, and it just doesn't seem at this time in our lives that there's a middle ground. And somehow, if we're contributing to that negativity, or that being right all the time, always striving to be right in an argument or conversation, all I can say is, let's try to do the right thing, and let's, be more loving, I guess, as a people, as a community. Um, and all I can say is prayers for Uvalde, prayers for that community, prayers for all those parents and grandparents that lost a child today. And, I had to take the moment here to talk about that, because, like I said, we're seeing it too much. But I want to apologize to my guests today, because they don't need that right now. They're celebrating. We're playing Selena, right? And we're you had your last day of school today, and so I just want to say we're gonna, like Isaac said, chisel the distraction. We got Gloria, who's on here saying prayers for everyone, but we're also praying for you. I know as a community, we're praying for both of you, because we want to see you excel. We want to see you succeed. And Alex Ornales, he's saying congratulations to you both. Hope to see you succeed further in life and become strong in our Latino community, whether it be doctors, lawyers, or business owners. Congratulations. Stay focused. So tell me, what is it that you guys have looked to for career wise?
I would say for me, my goal is to play overseas somewhere for basketball. But once the basketball stops bouncing for me, I would like to be a sports reporter or a sports analyst, something like a, Adam Schefter, for example. That's the kind of career I want to take.
Wow, that's pretty noble of you. That would be a great career. And never give up, Elvis. Never give up on your dreams. You either, Isaac, because I'll tell you what, I graduated. I'll say it, 40 years ago this year. Believe it or not, and I always had um, the thoughts of, in broadcasting, and I ended up finishing at Michigan State University with a career in medical technology and a minor in microbiology. And I worked in that field for maybe about 5 to 10 years. And lo and behold, here I am, a journalist. And 2 years ago, started this talk show, radio, and broadcast, and it kind of fell in my lap. So it wasn't, but I was prepared, because I actually ended up, after Michigan State University, I went to Specs Howard Broadcasting School, and was doing some AAA traffic reports for AAA. And I guess the time wasn't right, but what, 30 years later, I'm here with a talk show on WSGW. So, never give up on your dreams. You never know, when they may come to fruition. Isaac, what was it? What is it for you? What are you looking?
Well, I'm looking to become a veterinarian.
All right, a veterinarian. That is a great career. And I know that my cousin Pauline Cap, she's going to be very happy about that, because she loves dogs and she's a dog walker. But Tracy Ornales, she says, congratulations to you both. You have made Arthur Hill and your Latino community proud. May God bless you, your journey, and all your future endeavors. I mean, so tell me, Isaac, what do you feel when you hear those types of comments coming from your raza?
I feel very proud that, people are proud of us for achieving what we have achieved, since this is the first time it has happened at our school. So I'm very proud that people are proud of us.
And Elvis, what do you feel?
I'm very thankful. Kind of makes my heart warm when I hear comments like that. You can never get enough compliments. It just feels great to anybody to hear, to hear the congratulations when you're doing something right. Um, a lot of times the congratulations when you're doing something right doesn't really come. So being able to hear it just feels amazing.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You're gonna make me tear up over here because I'm watching your parents over there too.
Yeah.
The moms. But Grandma Bianca Rosas Delgado,
Yeah.
she's saying watching Elvis Jr. grow into the person that he has become is amazing. And can you imagine any parent? We're always proud of the kids that graduate and all, but these two, they've really made their families proud because hey, valedictorian, salutatorian, that's really something. That's really an accomplishment. And like I said, it'll be with them the rest of their lives. And they can always, be proud of themselves and pat themselves on the back because it is an accomplishment. And not very many of us can say that. Truly, not many of us can say that. Gloria Lumsden says, congratulations to all the graduates. And, I want to give a plug again to Mi Gente yearbook because I think it's important through the years. In 1996, the second year of Mi Gente, we started featuring our graduates. And I remember Will Medell and another graduate were on the cover. We put them on the cover. It's been so long since 1996, over 25 years ago. I can't remember who was on that cover, but I think it's really important for our community at large to see when we have graduates, not only in the yearbook, what I'm talking about, but also on the cover. And I mentioned to these two, we're going to sometime this week, we're going to make you get in your cap and gown and you're going to pose for the community. Isaac's giving me a look like, what? But, it's important. It's important for our community to see this type of acknowledgement for you guys because like we've said, it hasn't happened before. And so you're going to see yourselves on the cover of Mi Gente. It's going to be at the local distribution spot. So your family, your mom, she's going to take you to Maria Elena's and there you are going to be on the cover of Mi Gente. So congratulations for that. And I'll tell you what, I don't make that decision for a cover. I've made every decision for every cover that we've done since 1995. I don't make that it doesn't come easy, what I want to say. And I haven't done it every year where we put graduates, on the cover. But this year I knew instantly when I heard that we had a salutatorian and a valedictorian. I said, man, that's going to make a great cover. So I'm really excited about doing that this week because, I have the memories of doing that in the past. And it's always a great time. We just got to make sure that we have a sunny day and that the weather's good. Hopefully it's going to warm up within the next week, but we have to do it pretty soon because we got to get that issue out in time for all the graduation parties because that's what's happening, right? John Paul Torres, he's out there in Pontiac and he says, congratulations, this is so great to see. What are you two doing next year? We need more Latinos in higher education. And yes, we do. So what schools are you planning to attend? I know, Elvis, you're attending Saginaw Valley State University. What about you, Isaac?
I plan to attend Michigan State University
All
to
right.
study animal science with a concentration in pre-veterinary.
So you're going to be in the College of Natural Science.
Yes.
That's where I was 40 years ago. But yeah, that's a great school. Go green, go white, right? But I'm really happy. You see the smile on my face now. Thank you for that because I've been in the dumps all day. But, Michigan State University was the time of my life. I mean, I just truly enjoyed those collegiate years. And you're going to have a blast over there. You really are. East Lansing's a great town. And I'm happy to see and hear that. And Elvis, you're going to be at Saginaw Valley State University. You chose to stay home. Tell me a little bit about, the schools that offered you a full ride and why you actually chose Saginaw Valley State University.
Yeah, so there were a few schools that offered me. In total, I had I think 7 or 8 offers. With a few being one being Olivet, another one being Ferris State University, another one being University of Pittsburgh Bradford out Pittsburgh, another one being Macomb Community College, and another one being Muskegon Community College. Um, but I chose to stay home just to be a role model in the community for just a little bit longer, for another 4, maybe 5 years. I chose to help the community out and just be a role model for the youth. Give them somebody to look up to in a positive manner and just lead.
Yeah, lead, and that's so important. We need more leaders today, and it's so wonderful to know that we've got these two young men coming out of Saginaw, the city of Saginaw, and that we are actually going to see them go on to their collegiate careers and be leaders in our community. And you're leaders just simply by what you're doing, going to school, going into higher education and Michigan State University, in Saginaw Valley State University, great colleges in our community in Saginaw. And it's so important that, you guys remember where you come from and that you remember your community. And I'm not just talking the Latino community, although, yeah, that's
Yeah.
important, but the greater community of Saginaw, because we come from a great community and there are great things happening in Saginaw. Sometimes we get knocked along the way or whatever, but don't let the negativity affect you, because Saginaw's got great things happening and you are a product of Saginaw. You're that great thing that's happening in Saginaw. So I'm so happy to say that. I want to make sure that we also mention, what Alex Ornals is saying. You will hear many times from your peers that you can be anything you want to be. As young adults, it's hard to believe that, but trust me, that comment is 100% true if you're willing to put in the work. Thank you so much, Alex, for that comment. And I think that they both have put in that work and they've seen the results. They've seen the fruit of, being dedicated to their academic careers. And, it's showing mighty proud for them to be valedictorian and salutatorian. And I know their parents are very proud, and my good friend Elvis Machul, as well as my prima over there, she's very proud. And we come from a great big family, and I know that we're all very proud of you, Elvis Machul Junior. And I know, Isaac, I don't know your family that well. I know your mom's a friend of mine on Facebook, but I think that I'm sure that your family is just as proud, and we can uplift you in this community. And I know that everyone will uplift them in prayer to succeed, to, be able to do really well and excel in their collegiate careers. So we're so happy for you guys. And tell me a little bit more about your friends that you see. Are you seeing? I guess I want to say, did you come from friends who pushed you along the way to help you to be who you are today? I know that with myself, I had a friend that we were always competing. We were always competing for grades, and we were taking those collegiate courses, and there weren't too many Latinos at the time, and I'm talking in the '80s. But what has it been for you, that road of success, in high school with your friends, Elvis?
For me, I feel like I've had some of the same friends since a young age. We kind of all ended up at the same high school, was playing with the Booker Ballers in third grade, and then kind of went up until then. And some of the other friends I had, they kind of filtered out the ones that didn't have the same path or the same goals or maybe the same ideas as me. Over time, they kind of filtered out. And for me, that was for the best, just for me to maintain what I wanted to do and the goals I had set. Um, but obviously, keeping some of the friends I've always had was great as well. and a few of them are actually going to college to play basketball as well. So it's a great feeling knowing that not just me, but the people I'm close with are doing well and going to the next level.
All right, all right. How about you, Isaac?
Mm, yeah, I basically had the same. Seeing my friends, we just how you said you had competition. Me and my friend, we had friendly competition. To compete it to be where we're at now. We competed with grades, classes. Basically anything you could compete with. Me and her competed with. Ultimately me coming out on top. But she's still very proud. We have our days. We're very proud of each other, and we are going to the same college.
Give her a
So,
shout out. What's her name?
shout out to Damaris Burrell.
All right, Damaris, thank you for helping this young man, and congratulations to you because you obviously did very well as well in high school. Congratulations. And she's graduating as well this week. Wow. So, congratulations to all of you guys. I want to mention also here on one of the comments is from, and you tell me who, because it says Young Zay. I don't know what his actual name is, but he says, this is Isaac's older brother, and all our hard work with his schoolwork is paying off, and I am proud. So, what's his name?
Isaiah.
Isaiah. That's where you get the young Zay. Okay, I see it. And then above that comment is somebody who says, I don't even know how to pronounce this name. OHHE. And excuse me if if I'm not saying this right. Doan. So proud of them both. Congrats. Sometimes when we see these comments coming from Facebook, I don't get the names. You got to keep that in mind when you're putting your Facebook name out there. That sometimes you may be featured on something like this on a chat room or on live stream, and you're going to confuse the hosts because I get a lot of that week after week. We see that. But what would you say, both of you, to your peers today, those that are going into the collegiate level now? What would you say to them as somebody who are the leaders of your school, because you are at that level with valedictorian and salutatorian status? What would you say to your peers as you on the cusp of graduating?
I would say just remain focused, and like Isaac said, just chisel out the distractions. And like I said as well, just know your goals and make plans and ideas and goals to reach.
Okay. How about you, Isaac?
I'd say, just follow your dreams, stay focused on your goals, make sure you achieve them. Because, you can achieve all your goals that you set your mind to. Just how me and Elvis both achieved our goals that we set our minds to way back in freshman year. So just stay true to your goals and focus on what you want to do.
Awesome. I want to tell you both, you truly are inspiring, even to someone like myself. Sometimes, I get distracted along the way with everything going on in my life, or even, trying to prepare for a show like today or whatever. But, I like the comment that you said, Isaac, chiseling out the distraction. And I think I got to do more of that as well. And I think it can be very helpful. How do you do that? How do you do that? And I'm asking advice from this young 18-year-old. How do you do that?
You just mainly focus on what's right, focus what you believe in your heart is right to do, and basically just that's it.
Oh, all right. Well, Tony Cuellar says grind hard and never ever give up on your journey. Things get hard sometimes, but if it was easy, he's saying everyone would do it. So good comment from you, Tony. Thank you so much. And Melissa Jones, she says, I believe it says, and she's talking about the comment from Oh He the One. That's what the name was. Oh He the One. Okay. All right. Okay. No, but anyways, it's funny because we can laugh at this and all, and it's just wonderful as a community to know that the reason why I brought this show, I brought these two young men on the show is because we need this inspiration, and they're inspiring. It's really inspiring to see them doing so well. And I want to ask my producer in the house here, Jonathan Dent, what do you think about seeing these two young men on a show on Mi Gente On Air?
I think it's fantastic. It doesn't feel like that long ago that I was in high school, but it's been more than 5 years at this point. And I remember the feeling of got to get there, got to keep that GPA up, got to just finish out that year. And I commend you both for doing such a great job, working all 4 years all the way through. Great job. Congratulations.
Yeah, definitely. Congratulations again. And just, I want you to know that I probably can speak for many of my generation, how proud we are to see young men. And kudos to your parents, those of your tia, your parents, whoever helped you along that path, because it's so important. And you never know what type of student you're going to have, but you can kind of gear them on that path of success. And parents can never give up on their kids. And I know as a Latino community, we're very passionate and we love hard, and we have a lot of passion with that. And I know that that's probably been the case for you guys. And know that along with your parents, you've got a community behind you. You really do. And it's difficult, when we see the aftermath of what happened today. We're going to go forward. We're going to go forward and see these young men graduate next week, and we're going to be very proud. And we say aplauso, to both of you, because you've done a great job and you have had a great career. So congratulations to both your families. Congratulations to you both. And thank you so much for being here on Mi Gente On Air. Say goodbye to everybody and say your last words.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
So there you have it. Isaac Garcia, the salutatorian of Arthur Hill High School, and Elvis Machul Junior, the valedictorian. Thank you so much, gentlemen, and thank you for being with me here on Mi Gente On Air on the live stream as well on the radio. We'll see you next week. Thank you. Adios. Hasta luego. And are we live? Yep. Thank you, everybody, for all those great comments. It's important that we support these young men. So if you want to continue to give any comments, the show is going to be on Sunday at 8 p.m. on WSGW 100.5 FM and 790 AM. And of course, the live stream is going to be on all week. So you can always give comments as well on there. And I just also want to give a plug again. Let's get some of those yearbook, the Mi Gente yearbook in, this week, because I'd love to see a page like this where we've got at least this many graduates, but I'm telling you right now, I've only got about 5 or 6. So please, let's get them in there. And, they're going to be a part of a cover where they're going to have these two young men, with their cap and gowns on the cover of Mi Gente magazine. So again, thank you all. Thank you for being with me and supporting Mi Gente On Air. It's important that we have this voice in the community. And we're going to congratulate these young men as a community next week when they graduate. So thank you again. And thank you, gentlemen. Again, thank you, mamas over there in the studio as well, for being with us and doing a great job with these young men. Okay, we'll see you next week. Thank you for joining me again on Mi Gente On Air.